Hey YouTube. Hello world. It's Max. That's dumb. Hey YouTube. It's Max. I'm making too much eye contact. Fuck. Hello world. This is Max from Max of All Trades. This is a YouTube channel that I just made not that long ago for no real reason. And I guess I'm going to talk about that today. So, with YouTube, uh, why am I doing this? So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'll tell you. I'll tell you a little something. I don't know if you've heard of this thing called programming, but usually in programming, they do this thing where you create there's a first project, right? There's a first project when you're making anything programming related, and it's the Hello World project. You may have heard of this before. And what you do essentially is you get your coding software, and the only goal you have to do is type hello world. And what I mean by type hello world is all you do the code, and all you want the computer to do is print the words hello world. It's a very basic project that you start with in coding, and I wanted to try to do this for YouTube, really. It's something called a minimum viable product. And with a minimum viable product, you want to create the most bare bones thing without getting too fancy. And I have a habit sometimes of getting too fancy to the point where I don't even make anything. I just sit there for hours and create something and then never show anybody. And then that's just what I do in my spare time. So I was thinking I have a lot of this creative energy that I want to create things. Sometimes it's video games, sometimes it's writing a book, sometimes it's just world building for, originally D&D, and then it's just how can I create an encyclopedia book that I can translate thoughts in my mind to any medium in which someone can digest. So really that's my problem. I need to just build just do it like Nike, right? I just need to turn the camera on and just start speaking, and whatever comes out comes out. And so that's the goal. Create a minimum viable product. Hello world. As you notice, there is not much flashiness going on. I've got the webcam, I've got the mic, I've got the bookshelf and the Coca-Colas in the background. You can see this bed that so that's not the bed I sleep on. We have a friend who is staying with us over the weekend, and so we just kind of put it up like that when they're not here. And you can see a picture of my old cat that someone made, and it's yeah, that's this is the room. As you can see, nothing too flashy. Hello world style. And one of the philosophies with, I guess, this whole minimum viable product is, I don't know if this is actually a thing, but this is how I like to interpret it. When you create the minimum viable product, it's supposed to be so basic that you can really tear it apart. You can see what's good, what works, what doesn't work. And it's this fail faster mentality. And it's like sometimes they're like, hey, maybe you should give them your first impression should be long lasting. It should be your best thing. Like when you go to a job interview and you really want to put on the full show for the people, for the job interviewers, your future boss perhaps. And well, that's a good like mentality. But I think for something like this, if I set the precedent too high, then after I create something, I'm gonna just want to like go on vacation or something and just not do that on a regular basis. So with this, I think it's easy. You can just set up the camera, turn it on, just start ranting about some things, do a little bit of editing here and there, and then boom, it's a video. And I think the goal is for it to be kind of sucky, you know, nothing too crazy. Just want it to exist, and that's the most important thing with the Hello World project. You just want it to exist. Be like, I created that. It sucks, but I created that. So yeah, the reason why this channel is called Max of All Trades is because I feel like I'm a person who doesn't necessarily have a particular passion. That sounds really weird. It's not that I don't have a passion, it's that I don't have a mastery of anything. It's just I like a lot of different things. And this was actually inspired. We have this podcast we're trying to get up, and it's called Max of All Trades. And it's basically this trivia podcast where we get one of our friends who is very passionate about something, and they basically quiz me on this thing that they enjoy. And I don't do well, and you don't want me to be on your trivia team, but it's this opportunity to really get to know people and learn things at the same time. And I think that small talking isn't something I'm too into, but when it's someone who really cares about what they like and, there's that bond, that connection, I think that's really powerful. So that's where the name kind of originates from. Um, and hopefully with this channel, maybe I'll upload some podcasts on here, but really what it's meant to be is just sort of this place where you can just kind of talk about anything. No real expectations at the moment. Um, and then YouTube is this platform that I've kind of grown up with. I think in 2005, I was about 11 years old. So that was when, formative years, and, YouTube was basically my cable TV if you're older, or I guess your Twitch if you're younger. So it's a place where you can kind of learn a lot of things. It's a place where you can come to be entertained, people from all walks of life. And I think it's very special to see just normal people being able to represent themselves and, get a following and be their own star. And um, while I think this would be cool to experience, I don't think really what I'm going for is this sort of algorithmic approach. I think really at the end of the day, I just like to learn new things. I like being able to do hobbies and be creative in some ways, and kind of just word vomiting. So I guess that's really what this YouTube channel is about. Um, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be a good time. If it's just vlogging like back in the day, then it's just vlogging. But yeah, we'll see where this adventure goes. Later days.